And now Kyle Deckelbaum with your local sports.
The MVC and Cooley showcasing their teams at our area's biggest venues today, the Lacrosse Center and Viterbo. Let's start with the MVC Girls Showcase, which has raised more than $10,000 in scholarships in its 4 years. The biggest game is the conference's biggest to date. Onalaska and Central are the last two unbeaten teams in MVC play. Defensive battle to say the least. Second quarter, Taylor Stutley to older sister Tara Stutley. Hilltoppers on top 11-3. Central trying to climb back in the third. Brittany Baldwin with the old-fashioned three-point play. 20-16 on her, and Central gets it within two entering the fourth. And Central takes the lead in the fourth. Caitlin Rosh the three. 25-27 Central leads, just under 6 to go. But Anna with a couple big buckets down the stretch. Emma McDonald creating space and hitting a big three. Onalaska now the only unbeaten team in conference play, 34-27.
It's huge. This is really what we want. We want to be conference champs and we want to go far. And it's just a really big win for us.
Aquinas and Holman both 2-2 in conference. Morgan Miller dribbling up top, crosses over and takes it to the hoop for the lay-in. Blue Gold's on top 7-2. Later in the first, Holman swings the ball to Kellen Lamore, who drives baseline. She banks it in for two. Holman down 16-6 though. End of the half, Annie Matthey finds Sydney Ion cutting to the basket. She gets the layup. Blue Gold's lead 31-13, and they go on to win 63-33. Late game of the night, Logan looking to move back above 500 in conference, taking on Sparta. Logan's Macy Hemp gets the ball inside to Cassie Hansen, goes up strong, banks it in for two. Logan up 6-4. End of the first now. Rachel Rank tips a Spartan pass and takes it the length of the court for the layup. Rangers up 12-6. Logan wins 64-45. Also at Viterbo, it's Ashland over Toma 51-40 in non-conference action. All 7 Cooley boys and girls teams in action at the Lacrosse Center. Biggest boys game has Westby taking on GET. Two of the conference's top 3 teams, and boy, it lives up to its billing. In overtime, Westby's Logan Gutenberger with the tough jumper, and he hits it. Norsemen trail by 1. Under a minute to go. Westby looking to take the lead. Alex Robson going to hit a big three. Norsemen lead 42-40. Back down the floor comes GET. Nick Wagner pulls up for the long two, hits it, tied at 42, double overtime. Final minute of the second OT. Wagner moving the ball up floor, got it this far, and you know what, he'll just take it himself. Wagner with the go-ahead bucket. Redhawks lead 47-46. GET, a double overtime win over Westby, 49-46.
We didn't play very well, but we found a way to get it done. Found a way to win. I knew he wanted me to take a shot if I could, so I got an open shot, and I shot it.
And it went in. So West Salem needs a win against BRF to remain tied atop the Cooley standings. Tigers junior Gulbranson deflecting the West Salem pass and lay it in at the other end for 2 at the other end. Score tied early at 3. West Salem's Nick LaFleur dribbling through multiple Tiger defenders. He lays it in for 2. Panthers up 9-5. End of the first. LaFleur kicks it out to Sam Miller, and Miller takes and knocks down the 3. West Salem on top by 5. Panthers go on to win 65-57. The day at the Lacrosse Center began with Luther in a great non-conference game against La Crescent. Closing seconds of the first half, Luther's TJ Babinick pulling up for the baseline jumper, and the Knights lead by 1. To the third quarter, Lancers moving the ball around. Zach Cadillac gets the bank shot for 2, and the Lancers trail by 1. What a day for Luther's Colin Kennedy. Third quarter, he lays it in for 2 of his team high 29 points. Knights win 72-63. Also at the Lacrosse Center, it's Arcadia over Viroqua by 2. Cooley girls also playing on 2nd Street. Biggest game, Westby versus GET. Third quarter, GET moving the ball around. Annalise Lampke lays it in for 2 of her team high 17. Redhawks lead by 9. Westby now looking to rally. Betsy Bishop going to come up with the steal. Passes to Sadie Korn. Korn hits the 3. Norsemen trail by 6. GET with just too much offense. Bailey Schmidt gets behind the defense. She lays it in for 2. Redhawks with the Westby sweep, 58-47. Other Cooley Classic girls scores. Arcadia beats Viroqua 51-30. West Salem downs BRF 42-27. And Luther comes back from 9 down to beat La Crescent 44-42. 3 weeks ago, UWL was leading #1 Stevens Point at halftime at their place. They lost. They learned they can hang with good teams, and they showed that again this week, beating #7 Whitewater. Now, can they use that to beat #1 Stevens Point, this time at Mitchell Hall? Tie game in the first half. UWL's Connor DeBruin lays it in for 2 of his 16. Eagles lead 28-26. More from the Eagles. Skylar Cameron cutting to the hoop. His layup gets the home rim roll. UWL up by 2. But in the second half, the Pointers' Trevor Haas takes over. He connects from beyond the arc for 3 of his 45 points. That's a new UWSP single game record. Too much Trevor Haas. Pointers win 91-72.
You know, we were competitive for a good chunk of that game, so the final score isn't, I don't think, indicative of what the whole game was really like. Yeah, it's disappointing, but it's one game, and then move on to the next.